I say you probably want to get this on film too, because it's on the 85, so it'll start, die, start, die. You know what I mean? Yeah. You filming? Yeah, I was getting you covered down on the thing. All right, you rolling? You want to introduce yourself?
All right, well, my name is Bulla. I'm 24 years old from Sacramento, California, and this is my Nissan 240SX. And yeah, I'm fucking awkward.
He's not awkward, he's just new to this shit. All right, so how long have you had the car?
I bought this car in November 2019, so I've had it about 3.5 years. I bought it from this guy that I knew mutually in my neighborhood. I was actually looking for, I think, a 350Z at the time, and I was on the Facebook marketplace and I saw the 240 for sale, and I was just like, oh, you know, maybe I'll go grab this. So I went and checked it out, and I ended up just going home with the car.
And you said this was back in 2019?
Yeah, this is in 2019. I didn't even know if I was going to keep the car or not, honestly. I just kind of bought it at the time and just started driving it, and that was that.
How did they get to this right here?
Well, so I started driving the car around for like, I probably drove it for like 6 months with the stock motor, and then one day the engine just gave on me. So it wasn't like it wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna put like a crazy ass motor, like spiral out of control with it.
Yeah.
I had a friend at the time that I was kicking it with a lot, and he was doing like crazy stuff with LSs and like doing turbo builds and like building cars and just doing like out of control stuff, and I was kind of watching that, and I was like, well, fuck, I kind of want to dip my toes in that. I was like, you know, what should we put in the car? And we kind of like went over like, should we do an LS? Should we do a 1J? We were thinking about doing like a VQ. I actually was pretty heart set on a 1J, and then I went to an importer to buy a 1J because they were like, yeah, we have 1Js, and I showed up and they didn't have any 1Js, but they have a 2J. So I was like, fuck it, like I'll buy this. Yeah, just one thing led to another, and it was like a snowball effect because like I got the motor, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll just put it in with stock with like a manual transmission. And then pretty much I just started buying parts for it.
Man.
I just started buying parts and just started buying more parts, and it was like, oh, let's put a single turbo on it. Let's start doing, yeah, we'll get into all that.
That's usually how it goes. One part leads to another. Is there any like, not really more so like regret, but like, are you content with the 2J over the 1J?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say so. I had an IS300 with the 1JZ a few years ago, so I've had a car with the 1J, and it's cool too. I like them. I have a lot of buddies that have cars with 1Js and stuff too.
I fucking love 1Js.
I would have been happy either way, really.
Yeah.
You know? 2J's cool. It's cool. There's not many other guys that have 2JZ-GTEs like in cars around here, at least. You know.
That's true.
So there's a couple guys, but not many.
So why the S13? And if not this chassis, is there another chassis you would have had in mind?
Well, yeah, like I said, at the time, I didn't know that S13 was what I wanted. Like, I was just looking for, I'm pretty sure I was looking for a 350Z, because at the time, the idea was like, okay, like, I want to drift, so I was looking for a car that I could drift. So 350Z is like a really good, like, just buy it and go drift it, so I was going to do that.
Rear wheel drive, a little bit of power.
Yeah, and I just saw it, and like, I had a 240SX like a year before, but it wasn't like I actually had it. It was like, long story, but I pretty much, I had negotiated the car like from a friend, and I had the car, and I drove it for like a week. It had an S13 in it, and it started having problems, so I just sold it.
Right.
But at the time when I drove it, like, when I drifted it a little bit, and I was like, whoa, like, because it was my first 240, you know, and it drifted really good, and I was like, oh, I see why people drift these cars, you know? So when I saw the 240 for sale, I was like, well, it's stock, but like, you know.
Still get down.
You know, it'll probably still get down, you know, because it was about winter time, so I was like, you know, let's do some rain drifting or whatever. But like, it wasn't like, oh, I want an S13, so I go out and bought it. Like, if I had to pick any chassis, really, probably like my ideal car that I've always wanted is like RX-7 FD. That's like the car I've always wanted.
Nice.
I can't afford that shit, so.
Not yet.
You know, yeah. Same thing, pop-ups, you know.
And what's like the ideal vision for this car? Is there like a certain color or theme or like, you know, setup you're pushing for?
At this point, I just want to get the car, like, I want to get aero on the whole car and just paint it one color. I'm thinking about just doing it black because kind of went out of frame there.
You good?
I want to get all the aero on it, and then I want to paint the car black.
Okay.
Because it's been resprayed black, but the original color is black, so my jams are black, so it's kind of like the easiest color to spray it. And then I just like black. I like black cars. I think they look nice.
Black with like gunmetal, chrome accents and shit. Shit looks gangster.
Yeah, so yeah, just pretty much full kit, black paint, and get it retuned and just get everything dialed with it. And then I just want to drive it because I've been building it for so fucking long. It's like,
I feel that.
I just want to drive it.
Yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean?
The third question I got for you is, what did it take to commit to get this far into this build, and any advice you'd give anyone with dreams of going boost?
When it comes to a car like this, it really just takes like money. And honestly, personally, I'll say this right now, like, I'm not rich at all. Like, I'm not rich. I'm one of those guys that probably just like you watching this, I get my bills paid and my extra money, I spent it on my car. It just was like over the course of 3 years. So like over a certain amount of time, you like will finally end up with something, you know?
Little by little, if you really want it.
It just depends what you want. Like, if you want to build a crazy car and you're not rich, you're going to have to buckle down and get it done.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get your bills paid and all that extra money, like everything. No hanging out with your friends, no going out on the weekends, no extra bullshit, no nice clothes, nothing.
Hella
all
sacrifices,
of it goes towards the car, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if your goal is to drive and you're also not rich, I wouldn't try to get into a build like this.
Yeah.
Because you'll probably be like me, and then 3 years later, you'll be sitting here making this video and talking about a car that you really haven't even driven that much in 3 years. If you want to drive, go buy a 350Z, like, period. Anybody wants to drive, go buy a 350Z. Or a manual IS300, like Kudo. He's doing the right thing. He's going to be a driver.
For real, I'm trying.
But yeah, so...
shit, want to get into the breakdown?
Into the breakdown?
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it.
Alright, so honestly, I just found out what this bumper was recently because my buddy Mikey, he comes over and he's like, oh, do you know what bumper this is? And I thought it was the Origin Aggressive line, but I guess it's the Origin Stylish, so pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty
I
nice.
got it from Wolverine Motorsports in Oakland.
Wolfrain.
Wolverine.
Okay, yeah. I used to live with them.
So it kind of makes sense because they're an importer, so, you know, little JDM bumper or whatever. So it has Type 3 front fenders on it.
Uh-huh.
They're not actually Origin. They're actually, this brand, it's called Right Hand Drive Garage.
Okay.
This guy, Armani, I forget his last name right now.
With the FC?
Yeah.
I think I know Armani.
Yeah. He's located in like Hayward, and he makes these kits. It's like a similar mold, but like it fits really good. I like it.
Yeah, I haven't heard that fool's name in a minute, bro.
Yeah. And yeah, so the wheels are Work Emotion T5Rs. They're 18 by 9.5 plus 22, and they're squared, so all four wheels are that size.
I fuck with the plus 22 offset on the IS. Tough. Shit looks good.
Yeah, they're cool. On the front, there's a 1 inch spacer, and on the rear, there's no spacer right now because I'm still kind of seeing what I'm gonna do with like the over fender, if I'm gonna just leave it or get like an aggressive roll or whatever.
Right.
And I have side skirts in there, and I have those overs, but I was thinking about selling them because I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I want something less aggressive, like Type 2 or.
I fucking love the fenders like that have the vents. That shit looks hella good.
I have clear taillights in the back. Shout out to my other friend Mikey, not the one I just mentioned, but my other friend Mikey. He's like a JDM, like he's like one of those guys where if there's like a rare JDM part,
He can get it.
You know? Or he either can get it if he like hits somebody in Japan that he knows, or he'll like know of it or like how to go about getting it. But I don't remember if he sent these to me or if he tagged me. But one day I just got like tagged on Facebook in some clear tail, and he's like, "Bro, you gotta get these," and I was like, "Fuck, I gotta get those."
Right.
Like I said, I have the skirts and the rear overs shown right there, but I don't know. I just haven't got around to putting them on yet. So.
I feel it. I know deep down you don't want to cut up your car.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of where I'm at. So.
All right, you want to move on to the interior, I guess?
Yeah, the interior. It's a little. It might be a little messy because I just haven't gotten a chance to vacuum it out. I didn't get a chance to put my center console back on either, but my center, or not my center console, sorry, my glove box. But that will go back on, and all that will be like tucked away.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just pretty basic. I have my dash flocked, and I have AEM gauges like where my center vent used to be, because this car has no air conditioning and no blower.
Was
motor.
this? That's wasn't flocked last time I came, was it?
Oh yeah, it's been flocked for like.
Yeah.
I did it like 2 years ago.
Probably didn't tell because it was in the garage.
Yeah. I don't know if I said already, but it has S15 seats in it. So those are like factory and like a base model S15.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I got them from a guy. I traded S14 seats and $100.
Nice.
But yeah, and then Club Street Hate. That's what the carpets are. I ordered them off their little Instagram website. I like the bunny with the skull face. I think that shit's sick.
Japan.
I also have a horn button by Club Street Hate too. It's like the skull bunny over there.
Wow.
And then that steering wheel's a steering wheel that I got from one of my customers with the IS300. I was working on his car, and he ended up selling me that steering wheel for a good deal.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
just like one of those little like IG cop steering wheels.
Yeah.
But
Little
I think
flex.
it's cool. Yeah, I like it. It's black and white. So wait, real quick. Let's talk about my hood for a second.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. This happened the other day. So
Story time.
yeah, pretty much. No, I fucked up. I went to my cousin's house, and we were taking a few rips around in the car, and we came back, and I noticed some smoke coming out of my hood, and I was like, fuck. So I pop it, and it ended up just being my turbo blanket. When they're new and they get hot, when they're breaking in, they'll smoke a little bit. So yeah, I just set the hood back down, but I didn't latch it. And then me and him, we like go and we start like, we get in his 4Runner and we go like start crawling on a bunch of shit. We're gone for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Being stupid. We come back and we're just chopping it up, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna leave. And I don't fucking put the hood down. And then so I took off out of the neighborhood, and I was like, first, second, third, and I started spinning, and it just goes, whap. Luckily though, it didn't crack my windshield, and it didn't damage my roof whatsoever. All those little, if you can see them in the video, the small dents that are on the roof, those have been there. But yeah, like, yeah, it didn't do any damage. So
That's
so
good.
fucking lucky.
That's always a blessing.
A biggie. I literally just slapped my hood back down and drove home.
Right. Shit. Oh, that thing go back service mode. Go back hella far.
Right.
Hey, you should do like a clean ass like art right there or some shit.
I do. I want to do something one day when I get
Should
the
be
car
clean
painted.
as fuck.
Yeah.
All right, hoods pop.
Alright, well, let's just dip right into it. It's a 2JZ-GTE BBTI. The motor's pretty much stock, besides it has a Tomy oil pan baffle, and it has ARP head studs, and I put a new OEM head gasket in it. It's pretty much just all bolt-ons. So the turbo setup is a G30 770 Garrett, a 45 mil Hypergate by Turbo Smart. That's the wastegate that I have in it, and it's running a 14 psi spring. All my intercooler piping is, I have it connected with vibrant clamps, so there's no like rubber couplers. It's just all vibrant clamps, even on the face of my turbo. The turbo is, it's oil and coolant fed turbo, so I run my coolant lines, one coming off the bottom of my water pump that feeds into it, and then it returns out this side into my water neck. My water neck right here, I have it modified, and I have a reservoir put right there. I had my buddy Cody over at Horsepower Fabrication, I had him fab that up because the way that the engine, how the radiator sits and where it is with the engine, it sits lower, and in this chase base radiator there's no fill cap, so you have to put the highest point of where it's being filled. A lot of people know that, so you can actually bleed your coolant system. So that's why I have it like that, actually.
Okay.
A lot of Jay-Z guys, if you see like Jay-Z swaps in other cars and they have a lot going on, a lot of people have that. I'm kind of going all over the place right now. It's just, I don't really have a list in my
You good,
head.
bro?
We're like bouncing all over, but it's a future fab turbo manifold. I look at my downpipe. My downpipe, same guy that did my water net, Cody Bose over at Horsepower Fabrication in Elk Grove. He did all my exhaust, intercooler piping, all that work's done by him. So that's my guy.
Nice.
I used to work over there with him for a little bit.
Okay.
So, True Focus Fabrication catch can. All that has AN lines. I have a chase base brake booster delete. So pretty much there's like no vacuum to my brake system. It just is like a super stiff pedal. I really like it, honestly. It took a little bit to get used to, but I like how it feels a lot. Yeah, I also have the chase base coolant overflow. And I also, the last chase base thing I have is the radiator. I pretty much just bought everything chase base.
Okay.
Because one, it matches, and then two, they just make good shit. So it's like, you know.
Might as well just go all in that.
Right. This fuse box right here, this powers my It powers my radiator fans, my electric water pump, of course. It powers my headlights and my turn signals. So pretty much the whole front of the car right here.
Just that fuse box alone?
Yeah, because the harness pretty much gives power to everything it needs, but I have an electric water pump and I have it hooked pretty much with just direct power, so I have that on the fuse box, and then same with my radiator fans. They're on a relay, and yeah, I run it in sync. Like I run the signal to my ECU so I can like play with it through the settings and the outputs. The actual power is controlled by this relay right here. Same for the headlights and the turn signals.
That's dope.
But I have the headlight triggers and the turn signal triggers where they're on stock switches, so my turn signals still work on my, like there's no like flick switches, it's still the stock OEM stuff.
That's what's up.
My headlights still turn on the same way as well. So yeah, like I said, I have a aftermarket Mazir electric water pump. I really like that because it helps keep the car really cool. It doesn't go over like 220 even if you're beating on it, and then as soon as you let off, it just like like goes down back to 190 so fast. It's crazy.
That's what's up.
So running the ATI Super Damper upgraded harmonic balancer.
Yeah, I seen that. Shit looks crazy.
The OEM ones are known for splitting, so it's just
We just literally replaced mine.
Yeah, I just replaced one on one of Kudo's cars. Let's get into the fuel system now. So the fuel system in it, I'm running 1000cc injectors, and it has a radium fuel rail that is used, and it's in use with the stock intake manifold because I pretty much just left that on there. And the feed is 8AN. It's 8AN feed right here. Just to the back of the fuel rail. Feeds from the back of my car. I have a surge tank set up back there. I'll show you guys that in a second. But yeah, it's 8AN feed, 6AN return, and then pretty much my return, it hits my fuel pressure regulator that sits on the side of my shock tower, and it goes backwards. It goes down to the back of my car, but it hits my E85 sensor right there.
That right there lets you know, like, over the 3 years, he was literally just piece by piecing everything. And now, probably by the 4th year, he'll be able to do as much driving as he wants with no issues because he took the time to do all the right upgrades.
So check it out, bro. Pretty much, I have a Walbro 450 in-tank pump. So that's what my in-tank pump is. It's an aftermarket pump. I put it in there. It's good for E85. Love it. I welded AN fittings onto my sending unit. You can't see it because the plate's blocking it, but you can see the fittings that are screwed into it. And those come in right here. One of them's a feed and one of them's a return. And they go to the top of this surge tank right here. These two that come out and they come into this Y, it's two 6AN and they feed and they step up to an 8AN. This is my feed. There's two fuel pumps in here. Are you with me?
Yeah, I got
So two fuel pumps in here feed these two hoses, that Y into 8AN, and that goes to the front of my car and feeds my fuel rail.
Holy fuck.
But so let me tell you in sequence. This fuel pump fires on and it feeds fuel through one of these lines into this tank. And then at the bottom of this tank, there's two fuel pumps that are feeding upward that feed fuel through here and making a lot of fuel when it comes into 8AN to the front of my car. That's that. But it also, real quick, before it goes to the front of my car, it passes through a 100 micron stainless steel filter, and then I have a 6 micron radium microglass filter. So that's pretty much all the filtration you really need for like a turbo car. You pretty much are feeding fuel from here instead of your tank. So if you ever fuel slosh, you won't fuel cut because you're getting fuel from there.
Right. That's probably why I never knew that shit was back there.
Privacy cover, yeah. You know, it's cool because literally I can just go like this.
It literally just looks empty back there.
And then I could be like, what surge tank?
For real.
Surge tank?
Low key as fuck.
On Fuel 441 coilovers, it has an angle kit. It has modified knuckles by Justin Radoni. He used to work formerly at Secret Garage, and I think he works now at Cali Custom Alignments.
Okay.
Yeah, he modified the knuckles, and it's T3 lower control arms that are extended like 40 millimeters, I think. And the tie rods are GK Tech inner and Voodoo outer.
Nice.
So yeah, it's yeah, nothing crazy. Kind of wanted to talk a little bit like kind of now that it's running and done, kind of like my plans and like where I stand with the car pretty much, and like what I plan to do with it. So like since I blew it up last year, I haven't done any driving. I've literally honestly, I'm a dad now. Like I've just been doing a lot of different stuff in life, just doing the family thing and
hell yeah,
just not really thinking about drifting, not thinking about driving. So now that I got this car running and I've been driving it, right, and it's like when I used to drive it before, I was so comfortable driving it, and now it's like, holy fuck, this thing's a beast.
It's like all new to
like,
you again.
Literally, bro, like I actually had a few close calls. Like the other day I was pulling out of my buddy's shop and I fucking first, second, third, get on it, and I fucking stab it, and I try to be a cool guy. I was gonna pop third, like clutch dump while rolling, and then hop on my brake and be like, da 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 da, just kicking like smoke.
Yeah.
Bro, I shit you not, I literally went clutch in, and then instead of hopping on the brake, I accidentally stabbed the clutch twice, and it like fucking whoop, whoop, slingshotted me, and I spun like damn near 360 off the road. It was so stupid.
I was about to say, I bet that shit was scary as fuck.
It was. You know what's weird? It was scary, but it was almost like I knew it was coming, so I just like did a controlled, like I lost control in a controlled way.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the good thing about drifting, though, because we could kind of save close calls.
Right. Even my buddy was like, "Oh fuck, you almost lost it."
Yeah,
right. Dude. I was just telling him right before I pulled out. I was even telling him, I was like, I haven't driven this car in a while. It feels really scary to me again. I can't predict it well. I haven't been driving. So, anyway, with all that being said, I've kind of just like, as soon as I got home, I was like, man, I need to chill. So, I'm gonna fall back for a little bit, and I'm just gonna practice driving a little bit. Probably play some sim. You know, just fall back. I'm gonna finish the car. I'm gonna put some paint on it, put the body kit on it, get it aligned, get it retuned, and then once everything's straight and I feel comfortable again, I'm gonna start like dipping my feet back in the water and maybe like enter a drift event, go drive. You know,
that's the way to do it.
That's like my plan for it. Because the whole time I've been building this car, I just want to go fucking drive. So it's like, hopefully I can just make that happen.
For real.
I just want to do some driving, and then I'll be content. You know, even though I got like my life's hella different now from when I first started building this car. I got a lot of other shit going on, but it's like still like to do some driving. You know.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. That kind of that kind of explains both things, future plans, and where I stand with it is just kind of like I plan to keep it, and it's one of those things now that it runs, and I'm not really rushing it or sweating it. But eventually, you guys will probably see me pull this car back out and start doing some stuff with it.
Hell yeah! Can't wait to see it, bro.
Yeah. Quick. I can't really say names because there's just so many names, but like there's like a lot of people along the way that helped me build this car, and shit, some of them I don't even talk to no more. But I just want to give a shout out to everybody for like helping me stick it through, because like I don't know, bro, I was a little delusional for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to get this car built, it was like an up and down path in life.
Roller coaster of emotions,
a lot of toxic
bro.
attachments, bro. And
Fuck
just, like,
yeah.
you know, having to like grow as a person. And it was weird, bro. It's like God damn near wouldn't let me get it done until I like grew as a person.
Got everything out the way, yeah.
So,
that's how it be, bro.
Leave off on that.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Just say thanks to everyone who helped me out with the car.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do nothing crazy. We're just gonna do, you know, a few little pulls, show you what she does.
Fuck yeah.
It's on the old tune from the old turbo that I was talking a little about. Like how I said it was one setup and then I did another setup.
Yeah.
Turbo doesn't change tune very much, but it changes tune a little bit. So before I start really beating the shit out of it, I'd like to get it cleaned up, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
But you can get on it. I mean, it'll drive.
Fuck. Turbo cars make me feel like a big ass kid.
That's pretty cool.
Holy fuck, dude. What? That is fucking nuts, bruh. Just weld it?
Yeah, it has welded Q45 differential.
Oh, that is fucking terrifying. I'm not even gonna lie. It's terrifying in a good way though. Fuck, it's just like you're non-stop spinning. Damn.
Do one more and I'll pull back in the neighborhood.
Fuck yeah.
Should feel it when I roll into fourth. Like, say we're like actually going and I roll into fourth, it'll fucking pull, bro. It'll like spin 100.
What?
Hit warp speed real quick. I told you, bro, this thing don't fuck around.
It's just like it keeps getting faster and faster. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, the other day I was in it. I was driving and I put it in fifth. and I just step on it, and it's like zap, picking up boost, and then once it passes like 115, it just goes zap, and hops out again on me. I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh no, yes.
Oh shit. What do you think?
That shit's crazy. Like I've drove a 1J before, so.
And right
1Js
now,
are definitely like more.
like right now, it's probably on about 18 psi on E85. But it's the tune's a little shaken up from last time. So like butt dyno, I think it makes like anywhere from like 490 to like 500 maybe.
Oh damn.
Like 500 flat. So yeah, that's 500 in an old 90s car that doesn't weigh shit.
Right. It's pretty much 6.
This makes you like, this is what a Supra would feel like, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. That's fucking crazy.
And yeah, I don't have a turbo timer installed, so I gotta let it idle for a second to like come down to temperature. Heard about that?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Damn, dude.
What's the most likes you ever got in a video?
I think on when I did Waylon's NAT setup breakdown, that was probably my most viewed video. That one hit like 2.2K.
Hey, let's do like some YouTube shit. Like if this video gets 100 likes, when me and Kudo go out and out to the open and do some drifting,
hey,
I'll let Kudo drive this motherfucker.
Oh, whoa, y'all heard that shit?
100 likes.
I got these niggas jealous. Drop out of school, but you a fool, you think you finna test us. Just bought some shoes for all the goons, call all my niggas steppers. Play by the rules, you cheat, you lose, and ain't no room for extras. I fucked all under covers, and now she feeling special. She said she leaving a nigga because I do it better. I heard it song when you see me, just know I'm on whatever. So that was a nigga said it's smoke, I bought a new Beretta.